Hey guys, Michael Sanchez, violin teacher here. I want to go through the 5 biggest bad habits that I find through private lessons that students really struggle with and ultimately really cripples their progress. Number 1 is banana thumbs. So often students, what they do is they grab the bow way too hard and they have what's called banana thumbs. So their thumb is basically very stiff up against the bow. So you're supposed to put your thumb right into this groove here, but you're not supposed to have it to where your thumb is very stiff, which causes bow bounces, bow screeches, ultimately bad, unpleasant sound. So it's so important to have your thumb actually curved in the groove and then never press up against the bow with your thumb. Number 2 is stiff wrists. So I find all the time students don't bend their wrist when they're playing the violin. So ultimately what you're supposed to do is as you're going towards the tip, your wrist is supposed to be very natural and flat as I'm approaching the tip. But then as I'm coming back, I find so often students don't bend the wrist, they keep it stiff. And what that does is also cause that tension up against the bow that also causes bow bounces and bow screeches, things that are ultimately also caused by the thumb. So make sure that as you're coming up bow, you're bending the wrist and always keeping this level. Number 3 is lazy elbow plane. So I find quite often students, as far as their right elbow, they don't change their elbow position for when they're crossing strings. So when you're on the G string, your elbow should be above the instrument. When you're on the D string, it should be even with the instrument. When you're on the A string, it should be below the instrument. And then when you're on the E string, it should be right at your side. This is ultimately going to help you have a lot easier chance of not hitting other strings when you're crossing over to the adjunct string. And it just really makes it to where you can be a lot more clean eventually with your double stops and ultimately just get a cleaner sound on the violin. Number 4 is not using enough bow. So I find often students, they have way too hard of a bow grip and they only use so much bow going back and forth. Ultimately, these type of students use way too much arm instead of extending out and bending the wrist coming back. So what I highly recommend is that you always get to the tip, especially when you're practicing your scales, so just really loosen up your bow stroke. So let me just go ahead and show you. So always try to practice getting to the tip because that's ultimately going to open up your sound. It's going to make it easier for you to progress as you get into more harder material. Number 5 is low knuckles in the left hand. So I find often students have way too low knuckles and ultimately it makes it to where they can't reach notes, say on the G string or reach their 4th fingers. So it's so important to have your knuckles up so that your hands can ultimately just fall down onto the strings, your fingers, instead of having to reach in and out for notes. So what I like to teach is basically that you should have your hand hitting the fingerboard right about here instead of here. So often students have their hand touching the neck, the fingerboard here instead of here. So try to make sure that you get the hand up high enough because then you're going to be able to let fingers fall down and find all your notes. I hope you enjoyed this video. I have a couple links below that I highly encourage you guys to check out. The first one is a link to my webinar, weekly webinar, where basically I'm going to be teaching students everything related to the violin, vibrato, shifting, how to get, just your playing a lot more cleaner. So I ultimately encourage you to click that link to sign up for my weekly webinars, which are on Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock. They're a lot of fun. Also, I have a link to our deals page, which is going on through September 19th. And we have tons of deals going on right now on violins, on bows, on violas, cellos, you name it. So if you click on either of those links, you're going to find more information about our deals as well as my webinar information. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you have a great day, and we'll hopefully see you in another video.